by of the tile. Area of the floor by area of the tile. So area of the floor అని చూసినట్లయితే సో ఫ్లోర్ ఏరియా ఏమొస్తుంది ఇక్కడ ఇట్స్ లైక్ లెంత్ ఇంటూ బ్రెత్ 1147 ఇంటూ 777 బై దిస్ ఇస్ ద L into B area of the tile అనేది స్క్వేర్ సో ఇట్ ఇస్ 37 into 37 so which is so simple 37 once 31 37 21 times so 31 into 21 which is 651 tiles. So the number of tiles required is nothing but 651. All right, I hope you understand this. Now let's see the next question. Okay, find the area of the rhombus, one side of which measures 20 centimeters and one diagonal is 24 centimeters. Okay, now we have to find out the area of the rhombus. Okay, side మాత్రమే మనకి ఇచ్చారు and no need to worry when it comes to rhombus properties మీరు చూసినట్లయితే all the sides are equal. Now let's understand what is the difference between a rhombus and a square. Okay, so the basic difference is all the sides in the square and rhombus both are same. In the sense, for example, let's say if this is a square and if you consider this is S. Okay, now consider a rhombus. Remember here is yes. So the common property between square and rhombus is all the sides are equal in both the geometrical figures. But what makes the difference and me choose not like that? So simple, the diagonal makes the difference. Let's say this is D1 and here it is D2. Okay, in square this is square and this is rhombus and this kunam. It is square, it is rhombus. So any sides renditlonu equal untundi, but let's say ఇది D1 D2 రెండు డయాగ్నల్స్ ఉంటాయి స్క్వేర్లో కామన్ ప్రాపర్టీ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే D1 is equal to D2 ఐ మీన్ రెండు డయాగ్నల్స్ స్క్వేర్లో మీకు చూసినట్లయితే ఈక్వల్ ఉంటుంది బట్ when it comes to rhombus remember this is what the point that makes a difference D1 is not as equal to D2 సో ఇది D1 ఇది D2 తీసుకున్నట్లయితే మీకు D1 అనేది D2తో ఈక్వేట్ అవ్వదు రెండు డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది డిఫరెంట్ డైమెన్షన్స్ ఐ మీన్ డిఫరెంట్ లెన్స్ ఉంటుంది okay so D1 not is equal to D2 concept మీద మనం we have to find out the area of the rhombus fantastic now what they're asking us to do it is so simple ఒక side మనకి ఇచ్చారు and then ఒక diagonal మనకి ఇచ్చారు దీన్ని యూస్ చేసి we have to find out the area of the rhombus now let's understand మీ క్వశ్చన్ చూసినట్లయితే let's make a note of the dimensions which is find the area of the rhombus one side of which measures 20 centimeters so side of the rhombus is 20 centimeters. All right, now one diagonal, so they have, let's say D1 or D2. Okay, D1 is 24 centimeters, so we know one diagonal and one one side. Fantastic. So how we are going to deal with this? Now if you observe, so side, since we know, I'm going to mention 20 all the way, correct? So this is 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 all the sides. Now we know one diagonal which is 24. Okay, so which is 24. Let's say for example నేను ఈ diagonally 24 అని తీసుకుంటున్నాను. Okay, so horizontal diagonal 24 తీసుకుంటున్నాను. ఈ horizontal diagonal నాకు 24 అయినప్పుడు సో ఇక్కడ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే నేను షేడ్ చేసిన పార్ట్ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ఓకే ఇట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అ ట్రయాంగిల్ అవునా నేను షేడ్ చేసిన పార్ట్ని మాత్రం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి 24 అంటే ఐ మీన్ ఇది ఒక ట్రయాంగిల్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది ఈ పర్టికులర్ ట్రయాంగిల్ని నేను రెండు పార్ట్స్గా తీసుకుంటే ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇలా ఒకటిను అండ్ దెన్ ఇలా ఒకటిను ఫామ్ అవుతుంది కరెక్ట్ సో ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ రాంబస్ ఆ రాంబస్ని నేను ఈ అప్పర్ పార్ట్ తీసుకుంటాను నేను షేడ్ చేసిన పార్ట్ని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ఐ మీన్ ఒక ట్రయాంగిల్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది ఆ ట్రయాంగిల్ ఫామ్ అయినప్పుడు దాన్ని నేను వన్స్ అగైన్ ఈ వర్టికల్ డైరెక్షన్ చూసినట్లయితే రెండు ట్రయాంగిల్స్గా మిక్స్ చేసినట్టు ఉంటుంది నా ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ గోయింగ్ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ వన్ పర్టికులర్ ట్రయాంగిల్ అలోన్ ఓకే సో ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ గోయింగ్ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఓన్లీ వన్ పర్టికులర్ ట్రయాంగిల్ విచ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ దిస్ సో ఈ పర్టికులర్ నేను షేర్ చేసిన పార్ట్ని మీరు గమనించండి సో ఈ పర్టికులర్ పార్ట్ని మాత్రం నేను యూస్ చేసుకుని ఆన్సర్ తీసుకురావాలనుకుంటున్నాను నా సో లెట్స్ సే దిస్ ఇస్ ద ట్రయాంగిల్ అండ్ వీ ఆల్ నో so ikkada it is going to be 90 degrees correct so this is 90 this is the right angle now we know that the entire I mean the diagonal ikkada aithe 24 so ee part matram ante it is going to be 12 and it is going to be 12 just because the diagonal intersects the side into two equal parts in such case so ikkada 12 so ee base nenu 12 ani తీసుకుంటున్నాను and ee base nenu 20 అని చెప్పి తీసుకుంటున్నాను okay so which is 20 and then 12 now this which let's say this is x is equal to question mark. Once again, we can use the same Pythagoras theorem. So hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. Hypotenuse square మీరు చూసినట్లయితే it is 20 square and ఒక side into x square plus ఇంకొకటి 12 square. Fantastic. Now x square is equal to 20 square, which is nothing but 400, minus 12 square, which is 144. So from this, x is nothing but, x square is nothing but 256. It is nothing but 256, and x is nothing but 16. X is nothing but 16. Okay, so ఈ x square 256, x అనేది 16. Now, so x అనేది ఏంటి, ఈ triangle లో ఈ part మాత్రమే. Alright, now ఈ triangle లో ఈ part మాత్రమే x, so which is nothing but 16. Fantastic. ఈ part మాత్రమే 16. Now I'm going to reconstruct the rhombus once again with the help of this. Now observe this here, and we know that this is 20, and this is 20, and this is 20, and this is 20. Now, so ఒక డయాగ్నల్ నేను ఈ హారిజాంటల్ డయాగ్నల్ నేను తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఎంత మెన్షన్ చేసుకున్నాను, దిస్ ఇస్ 24 అని మెన్షన్ చేశాను, విచ్ మీన్స్ ఈ హాఫ్ అనేది 12 ఉంటుంది, ఈ హాఫ్ అనేది 12 ఉంటుంది. బట్ సో విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వీ గాట్ టు నో ఈ పర్టికులర్ లైన్ యొక్క లెంత్ ఎంత ఉందంటే 16. ఫ్యాంటాస్టిక్. దిస్ ఇస్ 16. ఇది 16 అయినప్పుడు ఇది కూడా 16 అవుతుంది. కరెక్ట్, రెండు 16. సో ఈ 16 ఏమవుతుంది, ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి 32. Fantastic. Now D2 is going to be 32. Okay, so ఇది 16 అయినప్పుడు ఇది 16, రెండు యాడ్ చేస్తే దిస్ ఇస్ ద కంప్లీట్ డయాగ్నల్, ఓకే, విచ్ ఇస్ 32. సో నేను ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే ఒక పర్టికులర్ రాంబస్ని 4 ఈక్వల్ ట్రయాంగిల్స్గా స్ప్లిట్ చేసి అందులో పైథాగరస్ థీరమ్ని యూస్ చేసి ఐఎమ్ deriving the answer. I repeat the questions again, I repeat the solution part, explanation part once again. So first thing, we know that side of the rhombus, which is 20 centimeters, and diagonal of one diagonal of that particular rhombus is 24 centimeters. Now, so a picture may draw chesinattayite, it's a rhombus where all sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. So which means one diagonal is 24. So ne horizontal diagonal ni 24 ante తీసుకున్నట్లయితే, now so this particular diagonals divides this, these two diagonals divide this rhombus into 4 equal triangles. Correct కదా. సో ఇలా ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ లైన్స్ ఏమవుతుంది, 4 ఈక్వల్ ట్రయాంగిల్స్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈ ఒక రైట్ యాంగిల్ ట్రయాంగిల్ నేను తీసుకున్నట్లయితే, సో ఈ డయాగ్నల్లో హాఫ్ పార్ట్ మాత్రమే దీని బేస్గా యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, విచ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ 12, and obviously hypotenuse, which is 20, and then we have to find out the other side, which is x. So Pythagoras theorem, where I'll get x is equal to 16, which is submitted back 16. So ఈ half part మాత్రమే 16 అయితే, next half length కూడా మీరు 16 మెన్షన్ చేసుకుంటే, so the entire line is nothing but the diagonal, second diagonal, which is nothing but 32 centimeters. I hope you understand this question. Now let's see the next one. Okay, find the cost of carpeting a room. Find the cost of carpeting a room 13 meters long and 9 meters broad with a carpet 75 centimeters wide at the rate of rupees 12 per square meter. I repeat the question. Find the cost of carpeting a room 13 meters long and 9 meters broad with a carpet 75 centimeters wide at the rate of 12 per meter square. Alright, fantastic. So how we are going to solve this question? Now, see, we have to use some common sense in order to get the answer. Multiplication, your calculation parts చూసినట్లయితే బేసిక్ మల్టిప్లికేషన్, బేసిక్ డివిజన్స్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, బట్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ బిహైండ్ దిస్ అని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే, see, let's draw that square and let's draw that figure. Let's understand whether it's a square or triangle. First thing, this said, find the cost of carpeting room 13 meters long అని చెప్తున్నారు. So 13 meters long అంటే this is going to be 13 meters long, correct? And 9 meters broad అంటున్నాడు. So broad is, so length and breadth not equal, so obviously this is a rectangle, not a square. Okay, this is 9 meters, and this is length and this is breadth. So length and breadth we know. Now with a carpet 75 centimeters. So carpet width చూసినట్లయితే 75 centimeters. Okay, carpet. Okay, now try to understand ఈ particular హాల్ ఆర్ రూమ్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఇస్, ఈ రూమ్ని కంప్లీట్గా కార్పెట్ వేసి క్లోజ్ చేస్తాం. సో కొన్ని కంపెనీస్ ఆఫీసెస్ చూసినట్టయినా, కొన్ని కాలేజెస్ చూసినట్టయినా, ఆడిటోరియం మీద చూసినట్టయినా కింద కంప్లీట్గా ఫ్లోరింగ్ పైన ఒక కార్పెట్ పరిచి ఉంటారు కదా, సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. దీన్ని మొత్తం నేను కార్పెటింగ్ చేయాలి. ఆ కార్పెట్ పరచడాన్ని వాళ్ళు కార్పెటింగ్ అని మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఇంకేం లేదు. ఓకే, నౌ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజ్ ద కార్పెట్ టు కవర్ ద ఫ్లోర్. సో ఫర్ దాట్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు బై ద కార్పెట్. అది నాకు ఎంత ఛార్జ్ అవుతుంది అనేది క్వశ్చన్. నా సో ఈ కార్పెట్ ఎంత పరచాలి అనేది మనం చెక్ చేయాలి అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఈ రూమ్ యొక్క ఏరియా ఎంత అనేది మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో ఈ రూమ్ ఏరియా మనం ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం? సో లెంత్, బ్రెడ్త్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ అ రెక్టాంగిల్. సో ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద రూమ్ is equal to 13 into 9, so which is 117 square meters or meter square, however the way you want. So now we have got the area of the room. So ఈ ఏరియా ఎంత అని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఏరియా విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు. ఈ ఏరియా మొత్తం నేను కార్పెట్ పరచాలి అనుకుంటున్నాను. నా ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్, ఐ నో ద కార్పెట్ విడ్త్. సో నా విడ్త్ ఏంటి అంటే, ఇక్కడ ఇది విడ్త్ ఆర్ వైడ్ అన్నాడు. నా విడ్త్ ఏంటి అంటే 75 సెంటీమీటర్స్. సో ఈ పారామీటర్స్ అన్ని మీటర్స్లో ఉంది, బట్ కార్పెట్ యొక్క విడ్త్ మాత్రం ఎంత ఉంది అంటే 75 సెంటీమీటర్స్, విచ్ ఐమ్ గోయింగ్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ఇంటూ మీటర్స్. సో 75 సెంటీమీటర్స్ అంటే ఇట్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ 75 by 100 meters, which is nothing by 3/4 meters. So 75 సెంటీమీటర్స్ మీటర్స్లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటే ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బి 3/4. ఫ్యాంటాస్టిక్. సో ఈ ఏరియా మొత్తం నేను కార్పెట్ పరచాలంటే నేను కార్పెట్ కొనాల్సిన ఏరియా కూడా ఇంతే. కరెక్ట్. నా సో ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద కార్పెట్ is equal to సో ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ రూమ్ లెంత్ ఎంత ఉంటుందో కార్పెట్ లెంత్ కూడా మీరు అంతే తీసుకురావాలి. రూమ్ లెంత్ కంటే కార్పెట్ లెంత్ తక్కువ అయిందంటే డెఫినెట్లీ రూమ్లో స్పేస్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. రూమ్ లెంత్ కంటే కార్పెట్ ఎక్కువ తీసారంటే ఆబ్వియస్గా మిగిలిపోతుంది. సో రిమెంబర్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ హియర్ ఇస్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద రూమ్ is equal to ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద కార్పెట్. సో ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద కార్పెట్ మీరు అలానే కాపీ చేసుకోవచ్చు, విచ్ ఇస్ 117. Now, do we know what is the length of the carpet? No, we have to find out the length of the carpet. So length into, but breadth of the carpet, width manaku telusu, which is something like 3/4. Now which is 117. Correct. Now length of the carpet is equal to 117 into 4/3. 117 is equal to 4/3. So which means you have to divide this. So 3 ones and 3 threes, which is nothing but 39. So 39 into 3, which is nothing but 117, and length is equal to 39 into 4. So 39 into 4 means chesnatlaithe, which is nothing but 4 9s, it is like 36, and 4 3s are 12, and it's like nothing but 156. So 156 meters. So carpet length ఎంత అని చూసినట్లయితే 156 meters length carpet మీరు కొనాలి. Okay, and question, if you observe the rate of a carpet per meter square is nothing but 12. Okay, 12 rupees per meter square. So now, so 156 meters ki meeru find out cheyalsi unta, I mean cost enta ni find out cheyali. So it's like 12 rupees per meter square. So obviously we have to find out, 156, which is nothing but 12 into 156. So 12 into 156, which is nothing but, so let's make it as 156 into 12. So 156 into 12. Okay, so which means 2 6 it is 12, and 2 5s it is 10, and then 11, 2 1s it is 2 and 3. Okay, now this is 166, 155 and 1. So it is like 2781. So 1872 rupees. Okay, so which is 1872 rupees, which is so simple. 1872, I mean 1872 rupees మీరు స్పెండ్ చేయాల్సింది. ఎందుకంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనకు కార్పెట్ విడ్త్ తెలుసు, బట్ వీ డోంట్ నో ద కార్పెట్ లెంత్ మీరు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద రూమ్ యూస్ చేసి కార్పెట్ లెంత్ మీరు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసినట్లయితే ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి 156 meters, అండ్ 156 meters ఇంటూ ఎంత కావాలి అనేది మనం చూసినట్లయితే ఒక మీటర్ ఎంత అంటున్నారు, 12 rupees అంటున్నారు. సో ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి 156 meters into 12, so which means 1872 rupees. Now let's see the next question. Okay, a rectangular glossy plot 100 meters by 70 meters. So 100 meters by 70 meters ante it's once again a rectangle, we know that. So 100 meters acts as the length and 70 meters acts as the width. Has a gravel path 2.5 meters wide all rounded on the inside. Find the cost of graveling the path at 100 paise per square meter. Okay, now what is this? First, see, in order to solve these questions, ఈ terms అన్ని మీకు తెలిసి ఉండాలి. What does mean by graveling path? So graveling path is nothing but a path which is made of stones. I mean cement, concrete ఇవన్నీ ఏమీ యూస్ చేయకుండా నేచర్లో మీరు కొన్ని బర్డ్ శాంక్చురీస్, కొన్ని పార్క్స్ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే, కొన్ని పార్క్స్ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే స్టోన్స్తో ఒక నడవడానికి ఒక వే లాగా కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసి ఉంటారు, విచ్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ బట్ ద గ్రావెల్ పాత్, వేర్ దే క్రియేట్ ద path with the help of stones without any concrete and all. Okay, now let's see the question. సో ఏ రెక్టాంగులర్ గ్రాసీ ప్లాట్ అంటున్నాడు. సో లెట్స్ టేక్ అ రెక్టాంగులర్ గ్రాసీ ప్లాట్ విచ్ ఇస్ 100 meters. All right, fantastic. And the width is 70 meters. So length and breadth. Has a gravel path 2.5 meters wide, 2.5 meters right, all around inside. Ante for example, see ఇది చూసినట్లయితే ఈ 100 meters 70 meters చూసినట్లయితే ఇది టోటల్ ప్లాట్ యొక్క లెంత్ అండ్ విడ్త్. బట్ ఈ ప్లాట్కి 2.5 meters చుట్టూ బయటకు ఉందా లోపలికి ఉందా అంటే ఆన్ ద ఇన్సైడ్ క్లియర్గా ఇచ్చాడు. ఈ ప్లాట్ లోపల ఒక కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పాత్ ఉంది నడవడానికి. ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ యాక్చువల్ ఏరియా వేరే. ఓకే, సో టోటల్ ఏరియా ఎంత అని చూసినట్లయితే 100/70. ఓకే, ఇట్స్ అ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఓకే. నా సో ఈ షేడెడ్ ఏరియా మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ఈ షేడెడ్ ఏరియానే గ్రావెల్ పాత్. అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్, ఈ షేడెడ్ ఏరియానే గ్రావెల్ పాత్. ఓకే, అంటే నడవడానికి ఒక పాత్ లాగా చుట్టూ, ఐ మీన్ ఈ ప్లాట్కి చుట్టూ. కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్ ప్లాట్ యొక్క ఏరియా A1 అని మీరు తీసుకున్నట్లయితే విచ్ ఇస్ 100 into 70 విచ్ ఇస్ 7000 square meters. అవునా, టోటల్ ప్లాట్ యొక్క ఏరియా. ఓకే, టోటల్ ప్లాట్ యొక్క ఏరియా మీరు చూసినట్లయితే 7000 square meters. ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్ బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఉన్న ప్లాట్ ఏరియా మీరు చూసినట్లయితే A2 అని మీరు తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్. సో 2.5 meters ఐ మీన్ గ్రావెల్ పాత్ ఉంది. సో దీంట్లో మీరు బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయలేరు. మీరు ఏమి కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలన్నా ఓకే దీంట్లో మాత్రమే. కరెక్ట్, ఈ పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్లో మాత్రమే లోపల. ఎందుకంటే బయట ఉన్న ఎక్స్టర్నల్ పాత్ను వదిలేసేయండి. అది ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారు అని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే సి ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ లెంత్ చూడండి. లెంత్ యాక్చువల్ ఏరియా ఐ మీన్ లెంత్ యాక్చువల్లీ చూసినట్లయితే 100 meters. బట్ ఈ గ్రావెల్ పాత్ ఇక్కడ ఒక 2.5 అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక 2.5 మీకు కట్ అవుతుంది. రెండు సైడ్స్ పాత్ ఉంది కాబట్టి 2.5 అంటే ఒక 5 meters కట్ అవుతుంది. సో బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఉన్న యాక్చువల్ ఏరియా ఎంత అని చూసినట్లయితే లెంత్ ఎంత అని చూసినట్లయితే 95 meters మాత్రమే. ఎందుకంటే ఈ సైడ్ ఒక 2.5 ఈ సైడ్ ఒక 2.5 కట్ అవుతుంది. దాంట్లో మనం కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయలేం. ఓకే, సో ఇంకెంత ఖాళీ ఉంది లేదో కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకునే ప్లేస్ విడ్త్లో మనం చూసినట్లయితే టోటల్ విడ్త్ అయితే 70. సో ఈ టోటల్ విడ్త్ అయితే మనకి ఈ టోటల్ విడ్త్ అయితే 70. బట్ టాప్ అండ్ బాటమ్ మీరు చూసినట్లయితే రెండు చోట్లను 2.5 అనేది కట్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ గ్రావెల్ పాత్ అంటే ఒక పాత్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఉంది. సో ఖాళీ ప్లేస్ మనం చూసినట్లయితే ఇది మాత్రమే. ఇంకేదైనా న్యూగా కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలంటే ఈ పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్లో మాత్రమే కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అవునా, సో దాని యొక్క విడ్త్లో కూడా మీరు చూసినట్టయితే 70లో కూడా పైన ఒక 2.5 కింద ఒక 2.5 ఆ పాత్కి మనకి వెళ్తుంది. సో ఇది 65 అయిపోతుంది. సో లోపల ఖాళీ ఉన్న ప్లేస్ యొక్క ఏరియా ఎంత ఉంది ఆ గ్రావెల్ పాత్ పోగాని చూసినట్లయితే 95 into 65 విచ్ మీన్స్ 5 5s it is 25 and 5 9s 40 5 9s 45 it is 47. Now 6 5s 30 9 6 it is 54 57. Now it is 5 7 okay 11 6175 square meters. Okay, now so let's cross check this once again. It's like 5 5s 25 I mean 5 5 25 9s 5 9s 45 which is 2 47. Fantastic. Now 6 5s 33 9 6 54 plus 3 once again 57. So obviously here it is 5 7 11.
morning students, welcome to Mana TV, welcome to Tally training program conducted by APSSTC, right. So, in the last few sessions, I hope we have done 8 sessions. In these 8 sessions, we have done with how to create a company, how to create the ledger accounts with groups, how to create the inventory stock with groups, and we have seen the voucher entries also, right. We have seen almost 6 voucher types, that is sales, purchase, receipts, payments, journals and contra. At these 6 voucher types we have done, and we have solved one solutions on that, one problem on that, right. Today we are going to see some other from other vouchers also, like how to make the journal vouchers, okay, how to make the sales invoice with inventory. In the last session we have seen only accounting part, right. So, we have seen receipts, payments and all, and also we have seen receipts, payments and all, and also
Hi everyone, welcome to Google IT Support Certification course. Today's session we will going to discuss about storage management. Generally we will going to keep office files in cupboard. It's very difficult to keep hundreds or thousands of files in cupboard. That is nothing but it's a very difficult task to manage or keep and maintain hundreds of office files in cupboard. Whenever it comes to computers, as a user of computer we will going to keep or store thousands of files in computer hard disk drive easily. When we require to access any file, we will going to access and modify that file by accessing in fraction of seconds. Computer hardware platform is specially designed to keep thousands of files. Moreover, arrangement of files is easy task. So that reason today we will going to discuss storage management. Just look at slide. Today's session is storage management. What is the general meaning of storage management? Management is nothing but study of storage, study on computer storage. Whenever user from computer try to create number of files, those files will be going to store in secondary storage devices such as magnetic disk or optical disk drives or else flash storages. Computer operating system will be going to store in magnetic disk, which is called as a HDDs. Moreover, users personal data also stored in computers HDD. So that reason we have to discuss storage management of computers, that is nothing but computer storage management. Whenever time to discuss storage capacity of computer hard disk drive, it will be going to measures in bits or bytes or kilobytes, megabytes and gigabytes. These are generally called as a metrics to measure computer hard disk drive storage capacity. What is the general meaning of bit? One of the smallest storage unit of computer hard disk drive is bit. Bit will be going to represent either 0 or 1. What about byte? Byte will be going to comprise with 8 bits. Byte will be going to represent a letter, alphabets or numerics or special character. For example, I would like to type a capital letter. That will be going to occupy the storage capacity of hard disk drive in the form of bytes. Byte is nothing but 8 bits. 1024 bytes is equal 1 kibibyte. Generally, the term kibibyte will be going to pronounce with the kilobytes. Kilobyte, 1024 kilobytes is equal to 1 megabyte. Next to largest storage unit of computer hard disk drive is kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes is equal 1 megabytes. 1024 megabytes is equal 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabytes is equal 1 terabyte. Normal computers hard disk drive storage capacity available in the form of terabytes. It depends on hard disk drive and capacity of storage. You can able to get different amount of storage capacity from computer hard disk drives. Normal computers such as laptops and desktop storage capacity is available in the form of terabytes. 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte. Recently, I purchased one brand new laptop. The storage capacity of the brand new laptop from Dell, which is holding around 2 terabyte storage capacity. It depends on manufacturer, depends on computer model or laptop model. You will going to get some amount of storage capacity. In this session, we have to talk about storage management. Storage management is nothing but study on computer storage. Earlier, we discussed computer hard disk drive storage capacity. How to improve computer performance? Computer performance is nothing but computer data processing will be going to depends on processor speed, amount of RAM memory and type of hard disk drive. Hard disk drive storage capacity use it to read a data and write a data. Reading data is nothing but accessing data. Writing data is nothing but modifying data. If user want to create and store 1000 MB capacity file in computer hard disk drive, that will be going to written. That will be going to written is nothing but that will be going to modify. Once we store any file with some amount of capacity, that will be going to written on computer hard disk drive. Later, as per user requirement, we can able to access the pre-created files or folders from computer hard disk drive, that is called as a reading file. Once we read a file, we can able to modify existed files on computer hard disk drive by adding new information. This is generally called as a computer data reading and writing. There are different types of hard disk drives are available in the market. Those different types of hard disk drives can be used in computer hardware platform. Just focus on different type of hard disk drives which can be used in computer hardware platform. On the screen, you can able to see different type of hard disk drives. First generation or first type of hard disk drives which can be used in computer hardware platform is EIDE. EIDE stands for Enhanced Integrated Drive Electronics. It's the first generation hard disk drives. This hard disk drive storage capacity or its hard disk drive performance will be going to measures in IOPS speed. IOPS speed is nothing but input output operations per second. Computer hard disk drive performance will be going to depends on number of RPMs of hard disk drive. Hard disk drive performance will be going to measures in IOPS speed. Moreover, computer hard disk drive performance will be going to depends on RPM speed of HDD. First generation of computer hard disk drive is EIDE. RPM speed of EIDE is very less. It might be 4500 RPMs to maximum 7200 RPM. What about IOPS speed? IOPS speed of EIDE and SATA hard disk drive is very less. It might be 70 to 100 IOPS. Coming to next generation hard disk drive which can be used in computer hardware platform, SATA. SATA stands for Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. Generally, SATA hard disk drives are used in old type computers or such as laptops or desktops. IOPS speed of SATA is 70 to 100 IOPS speed. What about RPM speed? RPM speed, probably we can able to say RPM speed of SATA hard disk drive is 7200 to 10,000 RPM speed. We are discussing about RPM, revolution per minute. The performance of hard disk drive will be going to depends on RPM speed. RPM speed is nothing but number of rotations of magnetic disk on HDD is called as a RPM, revolution per minute. Hard disk drive performance will be going to depends on number of spinnings of magnetic disk on HDD is called as a RPM. Hard disk drive performance will be going to measures in IOPS, input output operations per second. I hope you guys are understood EIDE and SATA IOPS speed. It depends on RPM. And second or third generation hard disk drives which can be used in computers is SCSI. SCSI stands for Small Computer System Interface. Probably we can able to expect IOPS speed from SCSI disks is 150 IOPS speed. What about RPM speed? RPM speed from SCSI hard disk drive is 10,000 RPM. Per second, magnetic disk from SCSI will be going to rotate itself maximum number that might be 10,000 RPMs. And fourth generation hard disk drives which can be used in computers, SAS. SAS stands for serial attached SCSI is called as a SAS. SCSI and SAS type hard disk drives size is small and moreover thin compared with SATA and EIDE. SAS hard disk drives are specially designed to keep or maintain huge amount of storage capacity. It might be terabytes, it might be petabytes. Available amount of RPM speed from SAS hard disk drives is approximately 10,000 RPM to 15,000 RPMs. It depends on manufacturer of hard disk drive. And AVOP speed of SAS hard disk drive is 210. Currently we are using latest type of hard disk drives in brand new computers such as laptops or desktops. Those hard disk drives are SSD. Whenever time comes to discuss about SSD or SSHD hard disk drives, we have to discuss a little bit about types of hard disk drives, types of magnetic disk of computer storage. Two types of hard disk drives are available in computers. Number one is HDD, number two is SSD. In HDD type hard disk drives, you can able to identify magnetic disk that will be going to rotate itself, is called as a RPM. The security of HDDs is very less, more chances to corrupt the HDD type hard disk drives. Means we will going to lose our personal data which is stored in HDDs of particular computers. Second type of hard disk drives which is called as a SSDs, solid state drive. Fifth generation hard disk drives which can be used in computers is SSD, solid state drive. Solid state drives or SSDs or SSHDs are generally used to store data. Moreover, data reading writing is very fast and IOPS speed also more compared with earlier hard disk drives. RPM, expected amount of RPM speed from SSD and SSHD is 10,000 RPM to maximum 2,20,000 RPM. So that reason, as a user of computer which is running with SSD hard disk drive, expect reading writing is very fast. SSD and SSHD. SSD and SSHD hard disk drives less likely to corrupt, less chances to corrupt SSD and SSHD. Moreover, SSD and SSHD storage capacity is flash storage, that is nothing but some number of microchips can be used to store the data in SSDs and SSHDs. These are the different types of hard disk drives which can be used in computers hardware platform. And the screen you can able to identify one thing, as performances increases so does cost. In order to improve your computer performance, you need to replace your computer hard disk drive, old type hard disk drive, with the newer types such as SSD or SSHD by spending more money. On the slide you can able to see one built-in tool of Windows operating system. Built-in tool of Windows operating system is generally called as a disk management tool. I need to clarify something from you. If you have a laptop with hard disk drive, single hard disk drive, storage capacity is 1 terabyte. As a user of particular laptop, how you will going to manage and control storage capacity of your computer HDD? Available storage capacity is, for example, 1 terabyte. If your laptop is running with the Windows operating system, in Windows operating system, built-in tool is called as a disk management tool. As a user, as a technical savvy from computer, you can able to use built-in tool to manage and control storage capacity of computer hard disk drive. In order to access and manage and control storage capacity of computer's HDD, you need to use disk management tool. On the screen you can able to see one more tool, built-in tool of Windows operating system called as a storage pool. Storage pool is another built-in tool which is available in Windows, used to access storage capacity of computer HDD. Especially storage pools are available in server operating systems, Windows Server operating system. Probably we are using laptops with client operating system. Client operating systems are example Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 98, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1 and Windows 10. These operating systems are generally called as a client operating systems. As per user requirement, you can able to choose and install Windows particular client operating system with addition. If we are using client operating system in our laptops, from Microsoft, we have to use built-in tool to access storage capacity of computer hard disk drive, which is disk management tool. Disk management tool is a common built-in tool which can be available in client operating system as well as Windows Server operating systems. The specialty of Windows Server operating system, you can able to get one more built-in tool. That tool is called as a storage pools. Look at screen, everybody. On the screen, I'm going to, as a user of this laptop, I'm going to access storage capacity of my computer HDD by using built-in tool, which is disk management tool. How to open disk management tool in computers? Open run by pressing Windows or else go to search and start type run. By typing run, you can able to see the run, open run. Same window will be going to open on the screen, or else shortcut key to open run is Windows or. On run, I would like to type one command, that is shortcut command to open disk management tool, that is diskmgmt.msc. This command is used to access built-in tool of computer hard disk drive. My computer is working with 2 hard disk drives. 1 minute, I would like to make some modifications in this computer. Everybody look at slide. In my computer, I am using 2 hard disk drive. One hard disk drive in the computer is recognized with one name. That name is disk 0. First disk, it is nothing but primary disk which is inserted or connected to this computer. The first disk is formatted or else partitioned in the form of different drives or partitions. Partition 1, partition 2, partition 3, partition 4. These are the different types of partitions. Okay. Under this primary disk in disk management tool of this computer, you can able to identify one more disk. That disk storage capacity is approximately 50 GB. Here I connected one more disk to my computer. The disk has recognized and this console with the disk 2 name. I would like to create one partition. How you will going to create a partition? In order to create a partition, first you need to create partition table format. What is this partition table format? How to create partition table format on computer HDD? Let's discuss. On the slide, you can able to see the different type of partition tables. My doubt is, what is the general meaning of partition table? Partition table is a table created on computer HDD by operating system. For example, I am using Windows 10 operating system in this computer. Windows 10 operating system from this computer is responsible to create a partition table format or a partition table type on computer HDD. This partition table format will be going to define partitions which can be created on computer HDD. Without creating any partition table, you can able to run your computer hard disk drive in computer OS. If you haven't created any partition table on your computer HDD, you can able to create maximum number of partitions are only 3. Those are especially primary partitions. You can able to create one more partition along with the first 3 primary partitions. That 4th created partition is generally called as a extended partition. So that reason, partition table format is a table created on computer HDD by operating system, especially Windows operating system. Without creating any partition table on your computer HDD, you can able to create maximum number of primary partitions are only 3. You can able to create one more partition along with first 3 primary partition. That 4th partition is generally called as a extended partition. What is this primary and extended partitions? Primary partitions are generally used to store computer OS or else our personal data. As a technical savvy, I recommended you to store your computer operating system in primary partitions only. Extended partitions are generally used to create number of drives or volumes to store user personal data. What you understood, partition table is a table created on computer HDD by operating system. Partition table will be going to define partitions on computer HDD. Partitions are two types, primary and extended partitions. By default, you can able to create 3 primary partitions on computer HDD without creating any partition table format. If you try to create one more partition on your computer HDD, is called as a extended partition. As a user in this computer, my requirement is I need to create more number of primary partitions. That might be 4 or else more than 4 primary partitions. Along with more than primary partitions, 4 more than primary partitions, I would like to create extended partition. In order to create more number of primary partitions in your computer HDD, you need to create one partition table. Simply I can able to say one word. The main purpose to creating partition table on computer HDD is to create more number of primary partitions. My requirement is I need to create 4 primary partitions. Earlier I said without creating partition table format on computer HDD, we can able to create only 3 primary partitions. My requirement is I need to create 4 primary partitions or else more than 4 primary partitions. In this case, I need to create partition table format. On the screen, on the slide, you can able to see 2 types of partition table formats. Number 1 is MBR. MBR is standard partition table format since used early 1980s. As per my experience, I can able to say one word. This MBR, master boot record, is introduced in 1980s. Till we are using this MBR partition table format on computer or server HDDs. So that reason it is called as a standard partition table format. Since early 1980s it is introduced. Till we are using MBR. And moreover, support maximum number of primary partitions are 4 for each drive. In the computer, I connected one more hard disk drive, that is disk 2. The disk 2, I can able to create one partition table format. After creating partition table format, especially MBR, I can able to configure 4 primary partitions. Along with 4 primary partitions, I can able to create one more partition called as a extended partition. Moreover, each partition a disk up to 2 terabyte. For example, in my computer HDD, I created MBR partition table format. After creating MBR, I can able to size the disk up to how much? 2 terabyte. Let's see how to create MBR partition table format. Before creating MBR or GPT partition table format on your computer HDD, we have to talk about one more type of partition table format, that is GPT. GPT stands for Global Partition Table. GPT is the successor of MBR partition table. Means recently GPT partition table format has introduced by Microsoft. Supports maximum number of primary partitions are 128. If I created GPT partition table on my computer or server HDD, I can able to create maximum number of primary partitions up to how many? 128. You can able to create one more extended partition to configure number of drives or volumes. Each partition a disk up to 16 hexabyte. The main difference, the noticeable difference between first partition table MBR and GPT is, if you created MBR partition table on computer HDD, you can able to size the disk up to how much? Partition or else drive size up to how much? 2 terabyte only. If I created GPT partition table on computer HDD, I can able to disk the size of volume up to 16 hexabyte. This is the main difference. So that reason GPT partition table format will be going to created in server HDDs. Why? Because server hard disk drives required each drive or volume with huge amount of storage capacity. It might be hexabytes or petabytes. So that reason IT administrator from servers, especially Windows servers, they will going to create GPT partition table on servers HDDs. Let's see how to create partition table format on computer HDDs. Earlier I accessed disk management. The disk management, here you can able to see second disk, the disk is disk 2. Primary disk is already sectioned into different drives. I don't want to disturb primary disk of this computer. I would like to show the slab or this configuration part on computer by using second disk. My second disk storage capacity is 50 GB. On the second hard disk drive, I would like to create partition table format. How to create? In the left side pane, you can able to see some information, disk 2 information. Right click, select and right click disk 2 on left pane. Click on initialize disk. Click on initialize disk. By clicking initialize disk here, it is asking to creation of particular partition table format. It might be GPT or MBR. As a technical savvy, as a IT administrator, I would like to create GPT partition table format on disk 2. Why? Because my requirement is I need to create more and more number of primary partitions. I can able to create number of primary partitions in disk 2 up to 128. Let's see how to create drives or volumes, or else how to create number of partitions on disk 2. Select and right click unallocated space of disk 2. Here you can able to see new simple volume option. Click on new simple volume option, click on next. How much space you want to utilize from disk 2 to create a drive? I would like to utilize only 5 GB. So that reason I would like to give 5000 MB. 5000 MB is approximately 4.8 GB. Out of 50 GB, I would like to create a drive by specifying storage capacity 5000 MB. Approximately size is 4.9 GB. Click on next. Which drive letter you want to specify for newly created drive? I would like to give any drive letter, that is L. Click on next. By clicking next, which file system you want to create? In next slides, we will going to discuss about file system. Blindly, I would like to create a file system in this drive, that is NTFS. And I would like to change the name of newly created drive. I would like to give a name for this drive is Practicals. What was that? Practicals. Click on next. Click on finish. In disk 2, out of 50 GB, one drive has created by allocating amount of storage capacity, which is 5 GB, 4.88 GB. If I created any drive, that created number of drives or volumes will be available in computer mount point. That computer mount point is nothing but my computer. Open my computer. Here you can able to see one more drive. The drive is L. Can you able to delete this drive by accessing my computer or this mount point? No, we can't delete this drive. In order to create drive in this computer HDD, again you need to access disk management. Select the drive which is created on particular computer HDD. By accessing disk management, select and right click, delete volume. Delete volume. I deleted. If I deleted any drive, that drive will be going to disappear from computer, my computer list in computer. This is the way to creating different types of partition table formats to create number of primary partitions. Look at screen everybody. This time I am creating this drive letter with drive with a different drive letter 1, 2, 3. Click on next. Click on finish. Like that you can able to create a number of partitions. I created one more drive. Like that you can able to create maximum number of partitions. First 128 partitions are primary. If you try to create one more partition after 128, 129th partition is generally called as a extended partition. I hope you guys are understood how to create partition table on computer HDD. What is partitioning? In this today's session, we have to discuss disk partitioning. For example, my computer is working with 1 terabyte storage capacity HDD. As a user of this laptop, I need to create number of drives or volumes in my computer HDD. In order to divide available storage capacity of computer HDD in a separate areas is called as a disk formatting. Disk formatting is nothing but, disk partitioning is nothing but the process of logically dividing available storage capacity of computer HDD into separate areas is called as a disk partitioning. Disk partitioning is nothing but dividing available storage capacity of computer HDD into separate drives or volumes is called as a disk partitioning. On the screen you can able to see a physical disk is sectioned into separate partitions is called as a disk partitioning. A physical disk can have up to 3 primary partitions and 1 extended partition. What is the general meaning of this sentence? A physical disk can have up to 3 primary partitions and 1 extended partition. Means without creating any partition table format on your computer HDD, you can able to create maximum number of primary partitions are 3. If you try to create one more partition, that is called as a extended partition. On the screen you can able to see extended partitions are subdivided into logical drives. Disk partitioning is nothing but creating number of logical drives or volumes is called as a disk partitioning. On the slide you can able to see number of drives. Excuse me, sorry. My hard disk drive storage capacity is sectioned into separate areas is called as a primary and extended partitions. Extended partition is generally used to create number of logical drives or volumes. This is disk partitioning. How many of you know about formatting? As per today's session, we have to discuss formatting. What is the general meaning of formatting? Most of the users, most of the technical savvies have knowledge on formatting. In order to erase data from any drive in computer HDD, we have to perform one task. The task is called as a formatting. Formatting is not only erasing data from drives. When a user will be going to format data, whenever data from particular drive is affected with virus, one of the last troubleshooting step to remove the virus from data on particular drives is formatting. Formatting is not only erasing data from drives in computer HDD. Professionally, I can able to say formatting is the process of creating file system on drives. What you understood? Formatting is the process of creating file system on computer drives. On the slides you can able to see the definition for formatting, the process of creating file system on drive. File system defines creation or storing files and folders. My clarification, my doubt is why we need to create file system on computer drives. The main intention to creating file system on computer drives is to file system will be going to define, file system will be going to tells how files and folders will be created on drives of particular computer HDD. Let's see, I would like to show one practical in this computer. I would like to access my computer. On the my computer list you can able to see different drives. Earlier I created one drive, the drive is G drive and J drive. I would like to create one file system on D drive of this computer HDD. I would like to use this D drive to store my personal data. Before going to store my personal data, I would like to create a file system on this drive. Select and right click drive, click on format. Whenever I attempt to format a drive, it will be going to prompt a message in one pop-up, that is nothing but in second field it is asking to creating file system. Probably in your laptops or desktops you can able to see the different type of file systems. You can able to create different type of file system on computer drives. Those file systems are FAT, FAT, NTFS, and one more file system is REFS. As per user requirement you can able to create any file system. What is the difference between FAT, NTFS and REFS? We will discuss differences between these types of commonly used file systems in Windows operating system later. Now this time I would like to create one file system, that is NTFS. In your laptops you can able to see the different file systems in this field by clicking drop down box FAT32, NTFS or REFS. As per my laptop settings I can able to see only one file system, which is NTFS. I would like to create one file system, NTFS file system on this drive. Click on start, click on OK. It is giving warning to me, while creating file system on drive you will going to lose your data. No problem, already I took a backup. Click on OK. Moreover, I don't have any file or folder in this drive. Now I am creating a file system in computer drive. Format is completed. Click on close. Select the drive, particular drive, right click, click on properties. By clicking properties, in the properties list of this drive you can able to see the created file system, which is NTFS. As per the slide information, what you understood, formatting is the process of creating file system on drives. Formatting is not erasing data from drives. Understood? File system will be going to tell us how files and folders to be created or stored on computer drives. Example to understand file systems: FAT, NTFS or UFS. As per slides information, you can able to see different type of file systems. Look at slide. On the slide you can able to see the different types of file systems. First type of file system, which is most commonly used file system in Windows operating system drives, that file system is FAT. FAT stands for file allocation table. It's a basic file system which can be created on computer drives. On the FAT file system, partition size limitations are there. What is the general meaning of partition size limitations? As a user of computer drives, I would like to create one file system. That file system is FAT. To understand partition size limitations from FAT file system, just go through with example. I would like to access disk management tool. In the disk management tool, I created number of drives on different HDDs. That can be accessed by using mouse point, that is nothing but my computer. See here, earlier I created one file system in this drive. The drive name is D drive. Instead of creating NTFS file system, if I created FAT file system, as a user of this D drive, if I created FAT file system, in this drive I can able to create a maximum size of file. I can able to create maximum size of file. That file size, it might be 4 GB. How much? 4 GB. You can able to create maximum size of file in FAT partitions or FAT drives in computer HDD. The size is 4 GB. If you try to modify something on this file, if the file size will be going to become a large, the file size in FAT partition will be going to become a large up to 4 GB. That is nothing but, as a user of particular computer, in order to create maximum size of file in FAT partitions, you can able to create it up to 4 GB. 4 GB. Moreover, in order to create or configure any drive, by selecting FAT file system, you can able to allocate maximum amount of storage capacity for this drive is 8 terabyte. What was that? 8 terabyte. I can able to section a drives by allocating amount of storage capacity from computer HDD maximum up to 8 terabyte. That is called as a partition size limitation. FAT file system will be going to contain partition size limitations such as maximum file size 4 GB, maximum partition size is nothing but 8 terabyte. As per slide, you can able to see FAT file system. FAT32 is enable larger disk. That is nothing but FAT file systems are available with the different subsystems. Those are generally called as a FAT12, FAT16, FAT32, exFAT. These are the different file systems from FAT. Especially FAT32 file system will be going to enable larger disk. For example, as a user of this computer in D drive, I would like to create a FAT32 file system. Definitely I can able to create maximum size of file is 4 GB file. In order to create maximum size of drive or volume 8 terabyte with the help of FAT32 file system. Under slide you can able to see the exFAT. Instead of creating FAT32 file system on computer drive, if I created exFAT, definitely exFAT will be going to develop for flash drives. That is nothing but USB drives are created on the basis of one file system, that is exFAT. Moreover, exFAT file system will be going to support user to create a more than 4 GB file size, and you can able to create a partition size more than 8 terabyte. This is FAT file system. Second file system which can be created on computer drives is, especially in Windows, NTFS, new technology file system, which will be going to support metadata. What is this metadata? Metadata is nothing but data will be going to, that data which provides information about other data is called as a metadata. For example, in my computer drive, if I created any file, the file properties are generally called as a metadata. If you created any file, that file contains different information about properties, that is nothing but file properties information, such as file name, file created date and time, file size, file partition, file formatting, and file size, file extension. This information is generally called as a metadata. For example, if I access that particular file created on drive of computer, that accessing time, first access time, last access time, least access to files, last modified file, this information is generally called as a metadata. Metadata is nothing but properties of particular file is called as a metadata. Who will be going to provide this metadata information? NTFS file system. Administrator of particular server, IT specialist of particular server, they will going to check the particular file. How many times this file has accessed by users, in order to check maximum access times, least access times of particular file which can be created or stored in server. Definitely your server drive or volume need to create with one file system. That file system is called as a NTFS. NTFS will be going to provide information about file properties, is called as a metadata. And moreover, NTFS file system will be going to provide data auditing and journaling. Data auditing is nothing but data verification. Data journaling is nothing but error correction. Data verification is nothing but, for example, I created NTFS file system in one of the drive in my server. All users data is redirected and stored in my server drive. The drive has configured with NTFS file system. As the administrator, as the IT engineer from server, I can able to see the all users data which is created on particular server drive. The drive is configured with NTFS file system. NTFS file system will be going to provide, or NTFS file system will be going to support administrator to check the number of files which can be created on particular drive. That is called as a data verification. And error correction. Unfortunately, your drive data has corrupted with virus. You can able to remove the virus by using disk emergency repair disk tools, ERD tools. The ERDs, the supporting to using ERD tools will be facilitated with the NTFS file system. NTFS file system will be going to support administrator to create different type of file system. Especially if we created NTFS file system, that will be going to support to remove the virus from NTFS partitions by using ERD tools. Using ERD tools will be supported by NTFS file system. Last file system from today's session is REFS. REFS file system can be created in servers operating systems only, which is not available in client operating system. Probably REFS file system is available. Might have a chance to use REFS file system in Windows 10 operating system only. As a user, you can able to create one more file system on drive. If your computer OS is Windows 10, you can able to create REFS. REFS stands for Resilient File System. The features of REFS file system: backward compatibility support for NTFS. Earlier, if you created any file system, especially NTFS file system on computer drive, you can able to downgrade your drive file system NTFS to REFS. That is called as a backward compatibility support for NTFS. And REFS file system will be going to enhance the data verification and data journaling. And moreover, REFS file system will be going to support for larger files. Earlier we discussed maximum size of file in FAT partitions is 4 GB. What about maximum size of file in NTFS partitions? You can able to create maximum size of file in NTFS partition is 16 GB. What about partition size in NTFS? 16 hexabyte. As a user, as a technical savvy, my requirement is I need to create one file, the file size more than 16 GB. Definitely I need to create one file system. That file system is REFS on my computer drives. If you created REFS file system on your computer drive, definitely you can able to create maximum size of file more than 16 GB. Moreover, you can able to create number of partitions by allocating space more than 16 hexabytes. So that reason REFS file system is generally used to support for larger files, directories and volumes or drives. This is today's session. I hope you guys understood today's session. Thank you for your great patience to listening my presentation through this online session, online presentation. See you tomorrow with new topic. Have a great day. Bye.
Good afternoon, welcome to today's session. This is brought to you by AP State Skill Development Corporation, and we are conducting this program especially for the employability skill centers. There's already a classroom session which has already started in various districts in AP, and we are also combining the blended training methodology which is online. You're watching this live on Mana TV as well as the YouTube channel of Mana TV. Alright, so let's begin. So in the last session we spoke about the consonant sounds. I explained to you sounds in English language since we are speaking about oral communication. I explained how we have 26 letters in English alphabet system. There are 21 consonants and 5 vowels, but we have 24 consonant sounds and 15 vowel sounds. So 26 letters that you see, those are mere letters, but here we are talking about sounds. So we have 24 consonant sounds compared to 21 consonants and 15 vowel sounds compared to 5 vowels. So vowel sounds or consonant sounds are different from a consonant or a vowel. Okay, I explained to you the 24 consonant sounds. I showed you the list as well as the example. I just want to take you through a quick recap to explain this again. So we have p, b, t, d, k, g, ch, j, th, th, s, z, sh, zh, f, v, w, h, r, y, l, m, n, and ng. So that's 24. I showed you examples of the 24 consonant sounds. So we have p sound, for example, pot, topple, top. B sound, bat, bubble, cab. T sound, table, bitter, pot. D sound, desk, advise, loud. K, kite, disclose, mask. Goat, that's G sound, goat, magnify, big. Ch, chain, discharge, march. J, joint, budget, charge. Th, think, breathless, bath. The, this, rhythm, breathe. Seal, mistake, miss. Z, zoo, disown, breeze. Sh, shallow, location, brush. J sound, pleasure, beige. F, fun, often, tough. V, victory, level, brave. W sound, window, water or swift. H, hollow, adhere. R, for example, ring, market, charter. Y, yard, mayor, toy. L, listen, island, bottle. M, money, homework, groom. N, number, hunter, listen. Ng or the ing sound, English, ringing, ring. So these are the examples which I showed you. Now the confusion happens between the consonant and the consonant sound. I'm just going to give you certain examples. For example, if you see the letter P, this is actually a p sound. For example, print. Now the letter P signifies p sound, but not always. For example, if I have the word which is photon. Now here the letter P needs to be combined with H and it becomes an F, the first sound. For example, if I have the word photograph, again I have first sound. So just because I have the letter P doesn't mean I can pronounce this as per always. Alright. I also gave you example of ch sound. For example, change. But when I have the word chemistry, CH becomes k sound. So I say chemistry, I say chrome, so I do not really, or chromium, I do not say chromium or chrome or chemistry. Okay. Likewise, there are tons of such examples. The sounds that you see here, these are mere sounds, so don't look at it as a letter. For example, sir. Now I can have a sound which is or I can have a word where sir is used as a sir sound, s is used as a sir sound. For example, solution. Alright. But if I have a word which is island, I don't pronounce this as Island. So S is silent here. Okay. For example, if I have a word which is pressure, just because I have two S, I can't say press sir, I can't say press sir. So here double S will become sh sound. So I say pressure. Alright. So you need to be very careful how to differentiate between a consonant and consonant sound. Every word that you pronounce will have a consonant sound, not mandatorily. There are certain words there are no consonant sounds at all. There is just vowel sound. For example, I, first person I. I don't have any consonant sound there, right? So a letter is a consonant, but a sound is a consonant sound. So there is a big difference. So any word that you pronounce, if the consonant sound is not fitting properly, that means you are making a mistake. Now, what are the common mistakes that we end up doing? We do a sound shift. So instead of using a particular consonant sound, we make a mistake and use a different consonant sound. These are the common mistakes or common problems that we face. We do a shift between per and fur, ver and were, s, z, s, sh, j, z. So we interchange this. So let me copy this and I will tell you what do I mean by this. I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. All right, let's begin. For example, if I have the word which is print, lot of people pronounce this as frint. So that is where the mistake happens. Okay. There are some people who cannot pronounce the per sound, they replace that with a fur sound. For example, if I have a word which is face, they replace that and say pace. Now face is different, pace is different. Pace means speed, velocity. Face means what you see in a person. So when you make this mistake, it leads to change in meaning as well. Okay. Next, I have the word which is victory. they pronounce this as victory. Now remember what I said. If you have the letter V, you need to bite your lower lip. It's victory. And if it's W, you need to make a O out of your lips. So you say victory. No, it's not victory, it's victory. If I have the word water, then I say water. If I say the word vase, flower vase or flower vase, I say vase. If I use the name William, so I make a O out of my lips, I say William. Winter. So it's winter, it's not winter. Okay? Let's move on. Sir problem. So I have a word which is seal and they replace that with zeal, z sound. For example, if I have the word listen, they pronounce this as listen. It's not listen, it's listen. And the mistake also happens the other way around. For example, z and j is a problem. For example, if I have the word zone, they pronounce this as Joan. If I have the word which is page, they pronounce this as pays. It's not pays, it's page. Sir problem. Now this happens because of regional influence again. For example, send. And they pronounce this, so if you make a mistake, you will end up pronouncing this as shend. Shend it. It's not shend, it's send. So these are the common issues that we face in terms of pronunciation. So the best way to learn pronunciation is to pick up words and then break them into consonant sounds. I will tell you how to do that. Now let's read these words for understanding the pronunciation. I'm going to pronounce the word, and if you're watching this on YouTube or Mana TV, doesn't really matter. I want you to repeat after me. And let's be honest, I can't see you, but I want you to put the effort and pronounce it. Let's start. Tariff, dislocate. Now before I pronounce, let's do this. I'm going to pause here for a minute so that you can make a note of all these words. If you're watching it on YouTube in your system, you can either take a picture or you can take a screenshot. If you're watching it on television, please make a note of it. If you write this down on your notebook, it will be easier for you to remember. All right, let's start. Tariff, dislocate, possibilities, leverage, discrimination, environment. It's not environment. Please stop saying environment. It's environment. The next is government. It's not government. Don't say government. It is government. Plurality, determination, derivatives, apartment, disagreement, dislodge. C-O-U-P is coup. It's not coop or coup, it's coup. Isolation, quarantine, gesture. A lot of people pronounce this as gesture. It's not gesture just because the letter G is there. It is gesture. Against. Don't pronounce this as against. It's against. Abbreviation. Annihilation. I'm going to repeat the words. Tariff, dislocate, possibilities, leverage, discrimination, environment, government, plurality, determination, derivatives, apartment, disagreement, dislodge, coup, isolation, quarantine, gesture, against, abbreviation, annihilation. Some more words for you. Distance, extra. Lot of people mispronounce this word extra, they say ekestra. It's not ekestra. So let me break down some of the words to make it simple, to make you understand how to pronounce it. Alright? So this is the word. If I have to break it for your quick understanding, it's extra. It's extra. Now what mistake people do is they pronounce this as ekestra. So this is wrong. It's not ekestra, it's extra. Alright? Environment. Environment. So this is the correct pronunciation. Environment. And the mistake that you end up doing is you end up pronouncing environment. Now this is wrong. It's not environment, it is environment. So please make sure you're pronouncing it correctly. Another word, against. Now how do I pronounce this? Against. Now the mistake that you end up doing is you end up pronouncing this as against. It's not against, it's against. Government. How do I pronounce this? It's government. And you pronounce this when you make a mistake as government. So don't say it's government, it's government. Environment, against, extra. Alright, let's go. Training, paper, popular, significance, domain, competency, competition, repetition, loyalty, strange, dominant, vibrancy, chronological, pictorial, confirmation, technology, accrual, gratuity. It's not gratuity, it's gratuity. Alright? So when you have all the consonant sounds in front of you, please write these sounds in Telugu right next to it so that you can understand. So I'm going to repeat these sounds so that you can make a note of it. The first one is per. So you can write it in Telugu so that you can understand. Per, b, t, d, k, g, ch, j, th, the, s, z, sh, zh, f, v, w, h, r, y, l, m, n, ng. Okay? So if you're watching it live, if you felt that I'm too fast, go back to YouTube, replay this video and write it down. And the next slide, you will have the examples. So these are the entire list of consonant sounds. Now what we're going to do is we're going to read a particular passage to make sure that we are understanding it right, and we'll pick certain words from the passage and we'll have a quick reading exercise. So let me look up something which is relevant for all of you. Okay, the internet doesn't seem to be working, so let me look up something from my database here. Alright, here we go. Let's start. Laws of nature are not commands but statements of acts. The use of the word law in this context, it's not context. So don't make a mistake there, it's not context, it's context. The use of the word law in this context is rather unfortunate. It would be better to speak of uniformities in nature. This would do away with the elementary fallacy. What do you mean by this fallacy? Now I can give you the meaning immediately, but I want you to look it up in dictionary.com or a dictionary book. So please put the effort of learning these words, vocabulary, so that you can use these words later. And how it's pronounced? Fallacy. Fallacy. This would do away with the elementary fallacy that a law implies a lawgiver. If a piece of matter does not obey a law of nature, it is punished. On the contrary, we say that the law has been incorrectly stated. Alright? When you have a passage to read, read slow and try to pronounce the word properly so that you understand. Passage number 2, this is reading practice. At this stage of civilization, when many nations are brought into close and vital contacts for good and evil, it is essential. Now you see this word, it's not essential, it's essential. So instead of s sound, we have a z sound here. It is essential as never before that their gross ignorance, it's not gross. When you have this word, so let me quickly show you an important aspect which you need to know. I have a word which is gross. Now this word can be pronounced in two ways. First one, gr o s. I can say gross or I can say gr o s. Okay, this is your word and this is the pronunciation. Clear? Now pay attention what I am doing. This is very important for you to understand the importance of it. Okay. Now if I am pronouncing this as gross, it means it's dirty or vulgar. Okay. If I say gross, that means it's a total before net. For example, you are earning, say for example you are working somewhere and you are earning some money and that money is 10,000 rupees. Now your gross income is 10,000 rupees. On this 10,000 there will be 10% tax deducted as at source, TDS. So your gross is 10,000 minus 1,000 tax is 9,000. So 9,000 is the net on hand. But before that it is gross, which is before the net, or it's also a subtotal. Clear? So the word is same, The spelling is also same, gross, but the way I pronounce it, the meaning changes. You got to be very careful. So let me give you an example here. The painting looks gross. Okay, so when I have, slide please, when I have gross and I'm pronouncing this as gross, that means it's dirty. Let me remove this, this will be easier. Okay, now when I'm pronouncing this as gross, the gross income was 8,000 rupees. Gross also means big. For example, just a moment. Okay. All right. So let's look at the passage again. So I'm going to read this up again. At this stage of civilization, when many nations are brought into close and vital contact for good and evil, it is essential as never before that their gross ignorance of one another should be diminished, that they begin to understand a little of one another's historical experience and resulting mentality. It is the fault of the English to expect the people of other countries to react as they do to political and international situations. Our genuine goodwill and good intentions are often brought to nothing because we expect other people to be like us. This would be corrected if we knew the history, not necessarily in detail, but in broad outlines of the social and political conditions which have given to each nation its present character. So you see the word character, I have the letter CH and it's pronounced as K. I don't say character, I say it character. One last passage for quick reading. Today perhaps your only association with the word polio is the Sabin oral vaccine that protects children from the disease. 55 years ago, this was not so. The dreaded disease, which mainly affects the brain and spinal cord, causing stiffening and weakening of muscles, crippling and paralysis. It's paralysis, it's not paralysis, it's paralysis. Paralysis, which is why I am in wheelchair today. If somebody had predicted when I was born that this would happen to me, no one would have believed it. I was seventh child in a family of 4 pairs of brothers and sisters with huge 23-year gap between the first and last. I was so fair and brown haired that I looked more like a foreigner than a Dawood Bohri. I was also considered to be the healthiest of the brood. Okay, so when you have a paragraph like this, it will allow you to practice. So that's all about the consonant sound. You can replay the video on YouTube and practice these words. What we're going to do next is understand the vowel sounds. Now before we go ahead and talk about vowel sounds, I just want to leave you with the information that we are only going to talk about 3 different kind of vowel sounds: long vowel, short vowel and diphthong. Even though we have triphthong and some more categories, it's not really practical for quick understanding, so we will limit our learning only to these 3. Now as a part of your practice, what I want you to do is take any of these words which is listed. Say for example, let me just take 2 to 3 words. and I'm going to break this one by one to understand the consonant sounds. The best way to do that is pick a word and identify what are the consonant sounds here. So first one is apartment. Apart, par, r, t, m, n, t. Apartment. So these are the consonant sounds in this word. Next, disagreement. D, s, disagreement. So we have g sound here, then r, disagree, m, n, t. Disagreement. Then the last one in this list is dislodge. So it starts with a d sound, d, s, l. Now you see the letter D, but it doesn't mean that the sound exists here. So please don't get confused there. Okay? D, s, l, j. Even though the letter J is absent, but this letter G carries the j sound. Okay? So when you are able to break these, so let me expand it. When you are able to break these into all the consonant sounds which is available in that particular word, you will be able to master, or you will be able to understand how consonant sound works. So apartment, a is a vowel sound, so we left that. Apartment. Disagreement, d, s, g, r, m, n, t. Disagreement. Dislodge. Now this is an amazing example. Dislodge, even though we have the letter d, but we have the sound d only in the beginning. We don't have the letter j, but the g carries the function of j. Likewise, you need to break these words into all the consonant sounds so that you understand it better. So when you have the consonant sound written in front of you, pick any word. While you're talking, it can be a simple word like a pen. For example, phone, computer, table, chair, anything which is around you. So try breaking it down to consonant sound and you will be able to understand and master it. Next session we will talk about vowel sounds. Now when you combine the consonant sound and vowel sound, then you will understand the entire sound structure. Okay? So whatever questions you have, please post on the comment section of the YouTube video that you're watching. You can find it online. And if you have any words where you need my help to pronounce it, please post those words. I would love to take your questions and provide you with the answer. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good afternoon everyone, welcome to today's session. So we are continuing with the second pillar of oral communication, which is grammar. Yesterday I spoke about the various parts of speech. I gave you examples on noun. So today we're going to talk about pronoun and adjective, adverb and so on and so forth. In the later part of the session, we're going to have the call lines open. So if you're watching this either on YouTube live or Mana TV live, please dial the number. You will see the number little later. So you can call and ask your questions, anything in terms of pronunciation or grammar for English communication. So let's begin. We are talking about pronoun. Like I said, pronoun is a substitute for noun. You can't be using noun again and again. So that's why we have pronouns which substitutes the noun. So it's a part of speech which is used in a place of noun or noun phrase to avoid repetition. examples of pronouns: I, you, we, they, he, she, it, me, us, them, him, her, this, those. So sentence as an example: Mohan is tired, he wants to sleep, but I want him to finish the assignment. So instead of using the Mohan name again, for example, if I say Mohan is tired, Mohan wants to sleep, but I want Mohan to finish the assignment, instead of using the name again twice, I can use pronouns, which is he wants to sleep, but I want him to finish the assignment. So when we talk about pronouns, like I said, it replaces the noun or noun phrase, but there is also an aspect of singular and plural. For example, if I am talking about one person, I can just say him or he or she, but or him or her, he or she, or it. Now, in case if the count is plural, more than one, then it multiplies. So I can't be using him, I can't be using he, she, I'm supposed to use they or them. So let's look at some quick tests to understand how to use it. The first question: Hari's mom asked Dash to clean the garage. So Hari's mom asked he to clean the garage or him? So obviously the correct answer is him. Hari's mom asked him to clean the garage. It's not garage, it's garage. A student at an all-boys high school should be on Dash best behavior. Now here there is an element of subject-verb agreement. The student, here it says a student, right? Now a student is singular. So a student in all boys high school. So the all boys high school, the entire school has only boys, but the subject here is one student. So a student at an all boys high school should be on his best behavior. So it's there. THERE is also there. THEIR is also there. Let me quickly clarify this. A lot of people do not understand and they interchange this. Okay. So there, THEIR is a possession noun. There is a preposition. So please do not get confused here. Both are pronounced the same way. For example, let me zoom this. Please keep the book there. Okay. So there is basically a particular place. So that's why it's a preposition. Now when I say there is THEIR, that's a possession noun. The group will arrive at 8 p.m. and they will make their arrangement. Whose arrangement? Their arrangement. So THEIR is a possession noun, THERE is a preposition. So don't get confused there. So a student at an all boys high school should be on his best behavior. Neither Mary nor Dash knew why the store was closed. Now whenever you have neither Mary, it should be nor I. Now here is an important element which you need to understand. In case if I am talking about more than one person, that includes me as well. So I as a first person. So here is an example. So if I am talking about 2-3 people or even 2 people, and that includes me in the list, we always make a mistake. We put ourselves in first, or we use ourselves first person as I. For example, Harsha, Subhash and me went for shopping. Now that sentence is incorrect grammatically. Let me show you why it is incorrect. This is how people usually speak, right? Now, there is a fundamental grammatical mistake here. So basically, I'm talking about three people here: Harsha, Subhash, and me. That is the first person. So Harsha, Subhash, and me went for shopping. Now imagine if these two gentlemen are not in the list. Can I say me went for shopping? No, that's incorrect. Another way of making a mistake where people usually use this: me, Harsha, and Subhash went for shopping. Now, here again, if I remove these two gentlemen, it still becomes me went for shopping, which means this is incorrect. So what am I supposed to do? The correct form is I went for shopping. Now whenever you are talking about one person, that is yourself, first person, I went for shopping is fine. But in case if I am adding another person, even one or two, so it becomes Subhash and I went for shopping, or I can add more number of people, Harsha, Subhash and I went for shopping. So whenever you're talking about yourself in a group and you have to specifically mention the persons as well as yourself, you will always, or the first person will always be in the end. Okay? So here, neither Mary nor I knew why the store was closed. I can't say me knew why the store was closed. No, the correct form is I knew why the store was closed. That's why I is the correct option here. Next, after the training, you and dash must discuss a few things. Again, same situation. After the training, you and I must discuss a few things. Alright. Now, moving on to adjective. Now, every noun, when it gets qualified, when I'm adding a quality or a type to a noun, that is basically adjective as a part of speech. So, an adjective describes, modifies, or gives more information about a noun or pronoun as well, because pronoun is a substitute for noun. Examples: big, happy, green, young, fun, crazy, tree, all these are adjective. For example, the little girl had a pink hat. Now the girl is noun. So let me take this example. Okay. I hope you can see that's blue. Okay. So the blue is nothing but your noun. The little girl had a pink hat. Now if I remove this, the girl had a hat. But what kind of hat? Pink hat. What kind of girl? The little girl. So anything that is adding quality, that is describing or modifying the noun or pronoun is adjective. Now there are different types of adjective which you need to know. Something that adds quality, for example, dangerous chemicals, green vegetables, a square box, quantity as well. So not just quality but also quantity. He has eaten 3 apples. I don't have much money. This long, thin centipede has many legs. So long, thin is also an adjective here. Demonstrative, something that is displaying or demonstrating. This red balloon is mine and those 3 yellow ones are yours. This cute baby is his brother. That cute baby is his sister. So anything that is denoting something is also an adjective. Now adjective in terms of singular and plural also you need to know. For example, my will become our, your will remain same, his, her, its. Remember I spoke about the possessions. So that's a possessive noun. for adjective. Now here are some more examples to quickly test your knowledge. I dash a new bike yesterday. Please make a note of this question. Think and tell me what is the correct answer. I bought a new bike yesterday. So the correct answer is A. If you don't hurry up now, you dash late for school. Question number 2. If you don't hurry up now, you dash late for school. You have been, you are, you will be. Okay, the correct answer is C, you will be. If you don't hurry up now, you will be late for school. Number 3, I would spend my holidays in London if I dash enough money. I would spend my holiday in London if I had. Now, if you already have, then you will be in London. Had because you actually don't have. If I had enough money. Number 4, they dash water sports. They are not, they like not, they do not like water sports. The correct answer is C, they do not like water sports. I dash for shopping tomorrow. I will be going for shopping tomorrow. I will go for shopping tomorrow. I went for shopping tomorrow. Now, this is a matter of tense. Here, went is past tense. So, went is past tense of go. Now, tomorrow is future. So, I can't use C. A is a continuous form. I need not use that. So, B is a definite form. I will go for shopping tomorrow. Ram and his team, that's number 6. Ram and his team dash recently won a tournament. To answer this question correctly, you need to understand something called, now let me quickly explain this to you. I'm not sure how many of you have heard this particular term. Subject-verb agreement. Now, what do we mean by subject-verb agreement? Let me quickly demonstrate that to you. I'm going to switch over to another aspect, which is subject-verb agreement. Let me see if I have created some kind of okay, here we go. So we are talking about subject-verb agreement. This is because the subject should always be in sync with verb. What I mean by this, if the subject is singular, I need to use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, I need to use a plural verb. Now, as simple as it sounds, we always make a mistake. So the reason I put the Superman symbol, in case if you have he, she, it or any of singular form of verb,